Uh, one way or another, a 10-day goes by. Mercy, there's a couple things I'm gonna maybe speed through a little bit, just so
Mhm.
it doesn't drag. We can
Right.
resolve some of these extra things like later on, but Mercy, you travel through the multiverse, watching the stars go by, and eventually you arrive at this other world. You pour over the information uploaded to your ship about the world of Toril, and adjust, make some preparations to sort of blend in with the world. You've been given the location of the general location of this person you've been sent to hunt down and bring back to Eberron, and you make your way into the city of Neverwinter. All of you actually, for some reason or another, Mercy, for you, there's a buzz in the city. A famous performer is going to be uh, playing this evening at a the premier, most luxurious inn and lounge in the city of Neverwinter, a place called the Moonstone Mask. Um, uh, there's even a bit of information uploaded to your ship about the Moonstone Mask, which is
Okay.
uniquely situated on a magically floating earth moat anchored above the
Um.
Bay of Neverwinter. This
Mhm.
floating island is connected to the city by a sturdy bridge that allows patrons to walk safely from the mainland up into the inn. You find your way through the city, and you kind of see this earth moat hovering, and the city's abuzz with. There's no hiding it. This famous performer by the name of Windfall, and she's going to be performing at the Moonstone Mask this evening. You make your way towards the Moonstone Mask, and one way or another, all of you have made your way. You guys can throw yourselves down on here if you want. Um, up, up to the Earth Moat. It's been a 10-day. Um, up into the Moonstone Mask. Mavathor and Lep, the two of you, have been made your way here to meet with the Lord Protector of the City of Neverwinter by special request. Um, Lilith, you arrive and spot Cass, who's wearing like a red velvet suit, sitting in the corner, seemingly enthralling a woman with his charms. Uh,
She just walks over and sits in the couch between them.
he, uh, oh, I wasn't sure if I would see you here. Welcome.
Am I interrupting something?
Oh, no, not at all. The more the merrier, of course, always. This is my lovely companion for the evening. What was your name again? And, he, as you guys kind of are approaching, you see the inn is sort of grand on the outside, multi-storied building that has an elegant sort of elven design mixed with a bit of sturdy human craftsmanship. The walls are adorned with moonstone tiles that glimmer softly in the light, giving the building its name. The earth moat surroundings outside of the inn itself is landscaped with these beautiful gardens and exotic flowers that are everything's all meticulously trimmed, and there's like a small fountain outside that you pass by on the way in. The magical nature of the floating island provides this sort of stunning panoramic view of the city and the Sea of Swords. You guys all kind of make your way into the lounge area. This luxurious lounge has this plush velvet seating and low tables where guests are sort of relaxing, enjoying drinks and socializing. There's like a grand piano that's sort of playing itself in the corner, sort of adding to the sophisticated ambiance. Mavathor and Lep, you guys make your way in, and it's like a fairly noble patronage here. Everyone looks very well off, and like they're probably a somebody, you know. Uh, Mercy, how have you sort of disguise yourself to blend in with the traditional fantasy setting?
Well, she's going to have a cloak or something on to hide her rifle, obviously. She wants it on hand just in case, but she doesn't intend to use it, and definitely doesn't want it being seen. The hood would be up enough to cover her more distinct features, but if you look at her, you can still see her face seems almost predatory in an odd way.
Yeah, you're sitting
And
there.
she's
You're sitting there for not too long, and like a staff member of the Moonstone Inn sort of like comes by and gently taps you. They sort of lean in. They say, "Sorry, madam, but no hats or hoods allowed inside."
she's just going to give a kind of frustrated sigh and lower it, which will reveal not only bright silver eyes, but a kind of odd two-toned hairstyle. It's black, but at the nape of the neck is also a section of shock silver. And she'll just kind of give the server a look better.
Lilith, how do you show up? What do you
Uh,
like? What do you look like?
Lilith is a dampier, so you don't see her fangs when she's not talking, but when she talks, they're very prominent. She has curly brown hair, crimson eyes, kind of on the shorter side for an elf, but she's not super short. She wears this beautiful cream-colored armor with like an orange cloak, and she just holds herself, but she's very laid back looking, despite coming from a complete land of despair and dread. Oh, and then her wolf fangs is following her around. She's got like a little red bow around her neck.
You you Fangs is sort of like panting down beside you, and you see like an attendant that's like walking over towards you guys, and they're likely going to mention something about no animals allowed, and you see Cass sort of like bare his fangs at the attendant, and they turn around and walk away.
She does the same thing.
um and Lepus, what has anything changed about your appearance? What is Lepus looking like these days?
I mean, he used to have green and purple hair. He's been much more colorful, but I think he looks still like an Elijah, still very colorful, but it's more like oranges and reds and auburns and whites, and it's much more of like a summer sort of aspect. It's very. He looks much more like fiery. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what
his
about
hair is not like
Mavathor? What's his evening wear?
He hasn't changed an overwhelming amount, aside from, since his elevation to Archduke of Avernus, he still has a sigil of Asmodeus floating on his forehead, and he now has a crimson red gauntlet on that definitely stands out compared to the other things he's wearing.
You and Lepus, when the two of you enter and sit, you do catch some of the patrons glancing over in your direction. You can sort of hear the whispers and occasional points people trying to. Yeah, I think that's them. I think that's two of them. Saviors of El Terrell. They're kind of. You hear people sort of talking about it, trying to figure out if it's really you two.
Yeah. And he also wears a very ornate looking crown that signifies his position.
Mavethor, can I touch it?
No.
Okay.
You know, people come by, ask you for if there's anything you like to drink, or how you can be accommodated. One of the attendants, they come up to your table, Mavethor and Lepus, and they say, "I'm so sorry. Lord Neverembers gives his sincerest apologies that he's been held up. He is coming, but he's just a bit late."
That's fine. You seem to have quite the nice accommodations here.
Yeah, it's all right.
They seem quite happy. Yes, the place is beautiful, isn't it? I feel so fortunate every day when I show up to work. It's, the pinnacle
How
of.
much do you get paid?
It's kind of rude, but it's a lot.
Oh, okay.
As you guys are waiting, people are also excited, talking about the performance tonight, and eventually this scaled tiefling saunters through the front. She's got an instrument case under one arm, and she strides in with confidence. People kind of clap and whistle as she makes her way in, and she makes her way to the stage. She kind of sits up on a stool, and
Lilith immediately rolls her eyes.
People kind of there's no microphone stand there, but she kind of taps the air, and she says, "Is this thing on?" She gets her instrument out and leans it up sort of next to her, and she swings her one of her legs over, and her bangles all kind of chime, and she looks out over the crowd, and she says, it's been a long time since I've been back to Neverwinter, but I have to say, the Jewel of the North is always going to hold a very special place in my heart. I'm quite fond of the Moonstone Mask. Isn't it beautiful, folks?" And some of the patrons clap, and she says, "And look, we even have some famous attendants in the audience tonight. The Saviors of El Terrell." And she gestures towards you and Mavethor and Lepus, and everyone gasps, and they all clap very proud, regally, very formally. And Windfall says, "Quite a harrowing experience you must have gone through. It must have been such an adventure. I think maybe once I learn more about it, I'll even have to write a song about it. But for now, I'll have to do something that I've written myself recently. I've experienced some loss in my life, and everything that I haven't been feeling very inspired. All I can think of is this heavy weight on my shoulders of a loved one that has left my life recently. So I'm going to perform a song about myself." And she sort of blows. She pulls out a little pan flute, and she blows a few notes on it. And Mavethor, it looks familiar to you, and to you, Lepus. It is, without mistake to both of your eyes, Sylvie's pan flute. She blows a few notes on it, and she kind of clears her throat, and she begins to sing, and she sings, this is going to be terrible, I'm sorry. Everyone kind of quiets down, and she sings, "One figure enters, she's come to destroy the world. She calls together this storm almost every night, and I awake in another place, a familiar voice with a stranger's face, and I awake in another place, so well, oh well. And the people sort of claps, and she stops and she says, loss is hard. We all experience it. But you have to remember that there's always a new day ahead. And she says, she goes back to singing. She sings, what new hope will the day bring? None. What new hope will the night bring? None. When it all comes down, we just roll the bones. And she pulls a set of dice out of her pocket and she tosses them on your table, Mavathor and Lep, and they tumble and roll as a pair of snake eyes. And that is where we will roll initiative next week.
Very nice.
Ooh.
So what do you think, Mercy? Do you want to join our adventuring party?
It's possible. Right now, she's just leaning against the wall and kind of
No, I'm just
scowling.
speaking you like out of character now. The session's over.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nice.